everybody, it's Miss K and welcome to Miss Cake on Postal. So I just got home from the plantation, y'all. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I don't know what's going on. New moon, new month, I feel like the same shit, I'm tired. But I wanted to come to you guys before I went to bed, give y'all a little bit of tea that's been going on lately. Well, there's so much tea going on lately, I can't even get all the tea out at once. But this tea, I really got to get out because this is happening to a lot of people across the nation at a lot of the plants. If you don't work at a plant, it's a little bit different, but it will still affect you anyway. So what's going on now is that at a lot of the plants, y'all know we have 3 tours. Tour 1, Tour 2, and Tour 3. And that's been going on for the longest time. Now, what's been going on, you guys, is that they are starting to eliminate Tour 2 in a lot of the plants. So there are only 2 tours that are going to be left, Tour 3 and Tour 1, and they're calling them super tours. You heard what I said, super tours. Yeah, no more Tour 2s. They're only going to have Tour 3 and Tour 1 positions. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, what the fuck are they giving me the Tour 2 for? Because they don't need it. They don't need Tour 2. Remember, the way a plant works, each tour is designated for a particular task, right? So Tour 1 is your dispatch tour. They are the ones that get everything out that has to go out early in the morning on the trucks to the smaller stations that have to distribute the mail. Tour 2 is what you call your prep tour. They prep up all the mail, get shit situated, get things ready. And Tour 3 is the tour that actually goes ahead and prepares the mail that already been prepped, and they start getting it ready for dispatch. So it's like a constant 24-hour circle. You know, you've seen it probably on the wall somewhere at work, how the tours work. Now, this is the problem. Since in DeJoy's infinite wisdom of trying to save money, he's trying to figure out how to go ahead and alleviate certain routes, certain tours, certain extra stuff that's not even needed anymore that they can work around. So, in a lot of locations, they have already begun. Think I'm bullshitting? Look in the comments, babies. Look in the comments. There are a lot of people who are telling you right now that they don't have Tour 2 anymore, or they just came to them last week, week before last, a month ago, and told them Tour 2 no longer will exist. You're only going to have Tour 1 and Tour 3. Now, you're probably saying, Miss K, then what the hell are they going to do with the people from Tour 2? Well, what do you think they're going to do with them? They're going to spread them across Tour 3 and Tour 1. Now, this is where it's going to become a problem, because if there's someone on Tour 2 who has higher seniority, now they got to stick and move, baby, to figure out where they're going to put them. Because remember, if you have bids on Tour 2, you need to abolish those bids. Those bids will no longer exist. So now you either have to create new bids, or whoever's on Tour 2, if there's any open bids on Tour 3 and Tour 1, they're going to force them to bid. And then if there's nothing available for you to bid, they'll create some bullshit or make you unassigned and put you where they want you. Now, then you have seniority, because you're going to have them old timers going, I ain't going to no Tour 3, no Tour 1. Baby, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Y'all not seeming to get it. They want y'all gone. They are forcing you out. Get it through your thick old skulls. They are trying to make sure you leave. There is no golden parachute for y'all. There is no 40 grand buyout. Some of y'all sitting here waiting thinking it's going to happen. No, boo-boos. It ain't. It ain't. You got to go. So either you're going to go to Tour 3 or you're going to go to Tour 1, or you're going to get the fuck out. That's it. Now, it also not just going to affect the old timers, it's going to affect the people who are already on Tour 3, Tour 1. Are they going to change certain bids? They're going to change certain times. How are they going to go ahead and they're going to cover Tour 2 with bids that they're going to have on Tour 3 and Tour 1? Are they going to create bids to cover that? Baby, I don't even know. I have to get with some people that are already in this transition, and maybe they can tell us how it's working for them. Now, I just heard a little rumor the other day. In my facility, they are planning on getting rid of Tour 2. So if you work where I work and you know who I am, you heard what I said. Or management is not going to tell you because they're going to keep constantly lying to you. but they're already in the works of doing it. Everyone, everywhere is doing it. Just like in your plant where you may work, you may notice or will be noticing that you're no longer going to be processing outgoing. Ooh, yeah. Because in my facility, our outgoing will cease in 2 months. We won't have it anymore. They're moving it to another facility. So if you are noticing that your outgoing mail that you process, usually for overnight, that goes out AAA, and AAA that's airline mail, that stuff is either trickling down to very almost nothing, or you're not getting the same volume. That's because they're moving it, baby. They're moving it someplace else. You're not doing it. They're moving it to another location so they can go ahead and create and start these super hubs and spokes. Think I'm bullshitting? Y'all know y'all see it happening. Come on now. My video the other day, what I told y'all? What I told y'all about them RCAs. And now there's all types of talk about striking and the numbers are inaccurate, baby. I told y'all, Miss K is the vessel. It's just the information that's already out there. I'm not making none of this shit up. Seriously. Because if I was making this shit up, this story would be hellified. And all of us would fucking have a happily ever after. But it ain't gonna happen that way. So, in certain locations, you're going to start noticing, or they're going to come to you guys at the plants, not at the stations because they function differently. But at the plants, they are getting rid of Tour 2. Because this was a conversation that's been in the works for the longest time. This was before DeJoy even came up or even announced his 10-year plan. That they were trying to streamline the tours. They were trying to maybe cut work hours like you do, 4 days on, 3 days off, which I'm down for, baby. I can do that shit. Give me 10, 12 hours for 4 days. Boop, boop, boop. I'm out 3 days. I'm good with that. That was a lot of conversation that was happening a couple of years ago, and nothing never came out of it. But since now DeJoy has stepped in and put his foot on people's necks, things are starting to move in a different direction. So the elimination of Tour 2 is another big step, right? Because it will also kick out some of these old timers, because some of y'all gonna go because you're not gonna want to go on Tour 3 and Tour 1. You're not. Also, too, it's going to be a money saver because now I'm combining workforce. I'm splitting one tour literally in half and putting some on Tour 3 and some on Tour 1. So some of you guys, and myself included, complaining there are no people here. Either y'all not fucking calling, coming in, showing up to work because y'all doing it. Or we just don't have the staffing because people have retired. We're not hiring. We letting MHAs go home early. Now you're not going to have that problem when you take a tour that, let's say, maybe have 100 people and split them between 2 tours. Now there's no fucking excuse why mail can't get moved. There is no fucking excuse why shit can't get done. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, what the hell are they going to do with the management on Tour 2? They're going to split them up too. They're going to have to find a place for them if they are true supervisors. If they're 2 or 4Bs, don't know what they're going to do with them. Sound like y'all may have a problem. Y'all may have to go back to craft. But if you are a true supervisor, then you would probably go on either one of those tours. And some of y'all ain't going to be happy about that shit either, because some of y'all been stuck on the same tour too for the longest and ain't trying to go nowhere else. It's the nature of the beast, baby. I already told you guys. Every day something's coming down the pike. Every day something is changing and every day something is happening. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your ear to the ground. There's so much movement right now. So much subtle movement. You got to peep game, babies. You got to peep game. Okay? So, if you're in a plant, I'm giving you guys a heads up. It may not happen for you right now, but it's coming. Each plant is getting it at a different time. And there are plants right now that I know of who have already begun and they've started to eliminate Tour 2, or they've done it already and they've combined these super tours. And also for a lot of us, even at my facility, we are getting rid of outgoing. Once you get rid of outgoing, pretty much, baby, you can hang that up. And right now there are facilities that are accessing people. Think I'm bullshitting? Y'all need to check the comments. Look at what your fellow postal workers are saying. Things are happening at a very fast pace at lightning speed. And we got to stay ahead of it so we know what's going to happen. Don't say you weren't told. Don't say you didn't know. That's not a fucking excuse anymore. There are no more excuses. There's nothing else to be complaining and whining and crying about. Shit is getting real. Shit is fucking happening. It is what it fucking is. Okay? Whatever. Look, I just want to give y'all the information because I know my postal freaks want to know what's going on. And I try to make sure I keep my ear to the ground, you know what I'm saying? And the other ear too, baby, because I got to hear both sides to know what's going on. The information that I get, I pass it on to you guys. And then if any information you guys have, things going on in your facility, let us know. Let all your fellow postal workers know, all your fellow postal freaks. Tell us what's going on in your area so that we all know what's coming. Don't sit here and don't say anything and change has happened at your facility and you haven't said nothing to anybody else. Or let the collective know what's going on. We all need to know. Because, baby, it's going to affect us all. All of us are getting affected. Don't think just because you're over here in this particular area, it's not. You may not see a direct change in wherever you are, but the trickle-down effect to what may happen is going to change, and it will affect you as well. So, just letting y'all know. So remember, Miss K, I love all my postal freaks, and I just want to make sure you guys are up on all the motherfucking information. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm finna go take a bath, and I'm gonna go to bed because I'm so tired. I'm just tired. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. But as always, my postal freaks, love and light, peace.